everyone, and welcome back to the Walking Dead series by The Verdict's In. I'm your host, Nicole.
I'm Gary.
And today we're talking about The Walking Dead Season 11, Episode 10, entitled New Haunts. Gary, what'd you think of the episode?
I thought it was a fun episode. I was confused at first, and I mentioned to you, I didn't know where they were in Alexandria or what's the new town? Commonwealth.
Commonwealth, yep.
But I wonder if it's just this right here, just a tour. No, they're in it.
Yeah,
they're actually in it now.
They're living it 30 days.
So I wonder did they just come straight in and say, hold up, this is what I want to do.
I agree. I kind of wanted to see a little bit. I thought since it showed previously on, it was going to kind of go back to where we left off in the Commonwealth, but it sort of just kind of skipped to here's 30 days. They're here. They've been here for 30 days. They already have their jobs assigned, and let's just go to. Unless next episode is kind of going to give us a little flashback into what happened in between the season finale or the first half of the finale to now.
Yeah, because I'm thinking, do they have a choice? Can I just tour the spot, come in, look around, maybe come here for that fun day?
Right.
Oh, Halloween.
Yeah.
Come in for the fun day, and if I don't like it, I dip out, or am I just stuck here?
I would think they have a choice, but who knows? Because Commonwealth, it's not like the governor's place or anything like that. It's not like, was it Hillberry or I don't know, whatever it was called. Woodbury or something, yeah. But it is still giving you, it's not as green and it's not as perfect as it seems, as we saw clearly in this episode by a disgruntled worker, which I have a lot to say about that.
Okay.
So, yeah, I really enjoyed the episode. I was surprised when it was over. I was like, oh, it's already over. So that's how I knew that I enjoyed it.
Yeah, it was quick.
Yeah. All right. So first is the zombie haunted house. I actually like that because at first, as you said, we didn't know what was going on. And then we realized it was a haunted house. I'm like, okay, cool. They're doing a haunted house. And it's we're here at the Commonwealth. Judith is getting to experience all these new things. RJ too, that they've never experienced before. Like you never, except for Carl, you never played around with the zombie as like a game. So I really enjoyed that part of it. However, I will say that I thought it was a little insensitive.
That's what I was about to say.
Yeah.
I think that part, you know what, never mind. I just thought of something. Mm-hmm. They had a choice to go in there or not.
That is true.
Yeah, they could have skipped that.
They could have skipped it. But it doesn't mean
because
that...
not everything is for everybody. There's probably some kids that's there that was born in there, so they don't know anything about the outside.
Right. But I think of I thought of those reenactments, like where people do the war reenactments and all that stuff. And I don't know much about it, so I don't want to say anything wrong. But if they were doing those type of reenactments immediately after that was happening, that would be insensitive, whether the person participated in it or not. Once you're many years removed, that's something maybe different. But I'm not going to go too far into it, but I was just thinking, I was like, oh, that's a little insensitive because they've been fighting these zombies, not as a fun little, scary Halloween. This is Halloween every day for them.
True.
Next, is Carol going back to baking. I just thought it was so cute seeing her with her pan of cookies, passing them out with her pretty little Carol smile. I was like, Carol's going to Carol.
Carol's going to Carol.
She's going to survive. And even though it seems like, oh boy knows that, she's resourceful, but at the same time, he probably doesn't have a clear idea of how resourceful she is and how dangerous she is. But I do like that she finds her way in and she just can pass off as a, pretty lady that can just bake cookies. So I like that.
Right. She mastered her character.
Right. Judith tasting cotton candy for the first time was so sweet. It only showed it for a quick second, but she's biting it.
It was exciting.
And it's she probably never even had sugar before, for all we know. This is probably her first taste of sugar. And even the little girl, Celeste, cosplaying as a Mercer, I did like them having the Halloween and just getting the kids fun, even Jerry's kids later when we see them. I like that they were able to have just some fun kid innocent fun.
Yeah, the kids be kids.
Yeah, which I'll probably be a little contradicting later on with some of the thoughts I have on that, but I still did like it. But I may say something later on that what? That is opposite of what you said earlier. Oh, and then the king giving Jerry's kids the leash, which I was like, that's a weird gift.
It was super heavy-handed with everything about him.
Yeah. Gary kept saying King is going to die this episode. He's going to die.
That's what they were acting like.
Yeah, they were.
You know, they had to go over there, crouch over, like,
Yeah, and even though Jerry's kid was dressed as as a tiger or whatever, I was just like, when he took the leash back, when Jerry's like, you got to give the leash back, the kid looked all sad. I'm like, it's a fucking leash. Like, ain't like you took a stuffed animal from the kid. It's a leash.
Oh, but you know, sometimes kids get attached to things.
Yeah, and then when King was like, you can have it, just take care of it.
That's why I thought he was going to die this episode, because in the earlier scene, he crouched over, held his chest to remind us that he has cancer.
Yeah.
And this scene, he wanted to remind us that he had a tiger.
Yeah. Yeah, because at first I was like, wait, where is that tiger? I'm like, oh shit, I remember it fought the Whispers or the Saviors. It died within the last few years. So.
Yeah.
Saving lives, that's what it did. Daryl giving Jake the knife during the training. I like this whole scene with them training, and like I just already knew Daryl was gonna fail. Once he said it's an exercise on how y'all work together, I was like, oh, Daryl's gonna fail. And of course, Rosita, she knows how to be strong, but also pass it off. Like she knew she was strong, but she didn't have to like prove it or go at it alone. And not necessarily I'm saying Daryl did anything wrong, but it's different when you're out in the real world. Like he's used to like, okay, then when you're out in the real world, you just do it. There's no...
Well, he did something wrong.
What did he do?
He left his partner. His partner almost died.
His partner almost died, but in the real world, you're just fighting. So I think he's not thinking of like working as a team, because even though, yes, they've been together for so long, our group, and they have, yes, had to work together as a team, but for the most part, they're just trying to survive. So they're killing left and right. It's not like you tag them, I'll get the, you know... In some ways, yes, but no.
I still don't think we can give him a pass. I mean, Rosita did it right. She you know, she just met these people also.
True. Rosita killing that walker with its own leg. I mean, that was part of the training as well, or the training exercise. I thought that was really cool. Like, she snapped the leg or something. No, she pulled the leg off because, of course, the walker is all, you know, blood and guts and not much there. And then she shoved it in its head with its own leg. I'm like, that was cool. Like, I don't know if we've seen that before or probably something similar.
We've probably seen it millions of times.
Yeah, we probably have seen it millions of times. But each time it's just cool. So, who knows?
Each character, it gets better.
Yeah, yeah. So this is on my likes list, and it's not, I kind of divided it up this time by likes, dislikes, and then what I thought was corny. We haven't got to the corny part, and some of the corny probably should be moved to like a dislike, or I don't know, it's like in limbo or whatever. But this was a like that I liked of the show, like the show itself doing, not that I agree with it or like it that they're doing in Commonwealth itself. But I like that the show did it. And that is like they're showing us like these people, instead of rebuilding and starting anew, like how Michonne, I forgot what she told Rick when they were building up their rules. I forgot what she called it. She called it something different, and Rick wanted to call it like something, whatever we call the rules now. I can't remember the comparison, but I think, let's just say he was like the law, and she's like, no, like let's do a charter. She wanted to do something different, you know? And in this case, it feels like they're trying to keep up with that old way. And it's like... Right,
they want to do it the same.
Yeah, but it's like, if you're rebuilding and you're trying to start something new, start it new. Like, why are you still doing the same messed up stuff, like the classes, which the guy, you know, Tyler or whatever his name is...
Well, I think it doesn't matter what they would have did. They would have got to the classes part of it. It was going to be one group that's going to eventually think they're better than the next.
Maybe, and that's a problem. I don't think just because it may eventually happen, I still see that the fact that they're still so early into this new world, that they've already picked up all the old habits of the old world, such as the classes, the lady saying her kids will never taste certain foods or whatever. Like, that's silly. That's luxury. That's not her kids. Having the paparazzi, and then quote unquote like the celebrity worship, where they're taking the pictures and there's a red carpet. Where'd you guys get this red carpet? Like, you had resources to go find a red carpet, but like it just didn't make sense. It was like, who used that resource to go out and get a red carpet? So I don't know. It's not necessarily just like
they already had it there.
Possibly, but I don't know. It seems like Commonwealth is just like in the middle of nowhere, so I doubt they had a red carpet there, but it's possible.
I feel the opposite of you. I feel there was already a blueprint. Why not stick to what you already know? You already seen it work, and when it doesn't work, you already know that you could go through that or handle that also.
No, it's almost like, okay, we see that classism and, all this type of stuff can build rebellion, but we're going to still just do it anyways. And that's kind of how I took it.
Okay.
Princess shooting her shot with Mercer. I mean, she's been eyeing him from the jump, so I wasn't mad at her. Like, I was kind of mad, like, why are you standing there, Princess, watching the celebrities go in? And even Daryl, but I guess Daryl was, like, technically on duty.
Yeah, he was on duty.
But I did like that she...
a rookie.
Yeah, he was a rookie, even though he got his wings at the end. But I did like that she shot, was shooting her shot with Mercer. Although we didn't really actually see them hang out inside the party.
Well, we did.
Okay. I mostly saw her talking to, like, other people, but...
Yeah.
All right, the disgruntled employee, that goes back to what I was just saying. Like, I like that. Like, the fact that he was saying, like, worker rights and stuff like that. Like, part of me, originally, I do sort of have a little bit of it in my corny section, which is, like, the equality sign. I think I mentioned it last half of the season. I was like, okay, now with everything that's happened in the real world, now they're going to be like Black Lives Matter. I mean, I don't think they had Black Lives Matter, but they had like racism or the world, this world is not racist, remember?
Yeah.
And so I was like, these equality signs, like, yes, I agree, but like, y'all have never had equality signs in The Walking Dead. Like, just stick to what you've been doing all this time.
Well, I think they wanted to show us like a different look, a different, like, if they brought the world back, maybe this is what they have to go through over and over. If it gets destroyed again, you're gonna eventually go through that over again.
Yeah, to me, it's like making the same mistakes over, not learning from history and saying, okay, this is what happened in the past. It did not work out. Let's do it different.
Well, I think we have to see how they came up with the Commonwealth.
Yeah.
You know how it was at the beginning.
Yeah, that's true.
Because it might have started a different way, but as time went along, it eventually got to this right here.
Maybe, because the next one, and it's not a like, but it's technically not not a dislike, and it's not in the corny, but it's the no-knock warrant. I'm like, when they came busting through dude's house, I'm like, okay, really? Y'all gonna go up to his house and no-knock? Like, have we not seen this play out once again? I don't know how I feel about it. Part of me liked it, but also was like, are they trying to like have some symbolism to things that are going on here?
Well, I'm pretty sure they are. And you know as well as I do that, I mean, nothing is new. That no-knock warrant, it could symbolize what's happening now. It could symbolize what's happening in the 60s.
Yeah.
It could symbolize what happened in the 30s.
True. That is true. All right, I'm going to dislikes. Any other likes I might not mention that you got?
No, you did a pretty good job.
Thank you. All right, first dislike, and it's a small one, but why is Daryl and Connie not together? If it's 30 days here, and now, I mean, I saw Daryl, like, staring at her, but it was like, really? Like, why can't we get Daryl in a healthy relationship? I was disappointed that they're sitting here talking and not
get that man time to heal. Daryl haven't even had time to heal. His girlfriend just tried to kill him. His ex-girlfriend.
He's had enough time to heal to where he's like joined the police academy. So he's had enough time to heal.
He's trying to stay busy, baby.
All right.
No, he don't want old girl crossing his mind.
All right, Carol violating Ezekiel's medical info. I just was like, really, Carol? Like, you have no boundaries. Like, stop.
None.
Stop. Like, I know she's gonna be like, it's because I care about him, da da da. Like, but no, you should not be going through his charts and looking at his medical records. And then even what's old girl's name? Like the one that has the doctor brother that didn't want to be a doctor, but now he clearly is a doctor. And then him even answering her questions, like, okay, well, he's number 187. Like, dude, you are a doctor. You took an oath. What are you doing telling his personal business?
He don't want to be a doctor.
Yeah, he clearly does not want to be a doctor.
He's miserable right now.
Yeah. Oh, well, surprisingly, that was pretty much my only dislikes. The only thing I had is corny, which we sort of already talked about. And that was like at the beginning where they showed Ezekiel touch his neck. It's like they had to remind us. Like, Ezekiel didn't have to touch his neck.
He crossed over to touch his neck.
Right. She could have even just saw Ezekiel and then been like, let me go check him. Like, it could have still led to all the steps that it led to.
Well, I think they had to remind us. They had to remind us what was going on.
Yeah.
And let us know it was going to be his episode.
Yeah. Yeah. And then I had the equality sign, but that was before I knew that it was like him talking about equality for for workers, which either way I agree with, equality for everyone no matter what it is. But at the time I was like, okay, we're really doing this again. Like Walking Dead, y'all haven't talked about any of this stuff. Y'all was doing all types of stuff to black men, portraying them all types of way for like 10 seasons. Don't give me equality on that now. But now when it showed that it was from the disgruntled worker, I'm like, okay, I kind of give it a pass. But at first I thought it was like a little corny of them, you know, trying to be more, I don't even know what the word is, but you know what I'm saying.
Yeah. But overall, I thought it was a cool concept. I like how they took us from the real world to the zombie apocalypse, to the people apocalypse. Now they're bringing us back into the real world.
I mean, I like it too, but it's also just sort of sad. Like, y'all are about to start something new, and this is what you're doing. Like, even I think, who was it that said, I now have to worry about money again? Was it Princess or somebody said, now I have to worry about money again?
No, it wasn't Princess. Was it Rosita?
Maybe it was Rosita. And then like seeing little Judith, I don't know if you see like all the memes and TikToks, people talking about like school, you know, the Scholastic when the book sales go on sale, and like how wrong it is because certain kids won't have money and then other kids, like, trust me, I was one of those kids, like, you just knew to pass that. Just hurry up and pass it. And if someone goes, you get anything, Nicole? No, not today. Not any day.
I didn't see anything I liked.
I didn't see anything I liked. Or, you know, I already got some earlier, just lying your ass off. So, like, when Judith was looking at it and Judith's like, I don't have no money, I was like, this is so sad and so wrong. But at the same time, and they're dealing with real money. That's what's weird about it. Like, I guess if you rebuild the money if you already have money, but
like I said, they trying to get people. Well, I don't think I said it this season, but last season when I first seen that, I said they trying to give them like that normalism, that normalcy, that they want people to feel how they felt before their world like collapsed from up under them.
Yeah, and I get that. I do get that, but I don't know. I mean, and I do get that the money, you know, everyone has to have a job and everything like that. And it's good to have some type of exchange. Like, okay, you did this many hours. So I do get some type of form of currency of some sort, which goes back to all those $2 bills that Princess was asking. You know, she saw on the thing and they're like, why are they keeping all that money? Because they actually are using all the money. But yeah, I don't know. Just some thoughts. All right, if you guys would like to be part of the podcast, hit us up, dead@theverdictsin.com. That's dead@theverdictsin.com, and we'll discuss it on the podcast. Today, we have an email from Chantel, and thank you so much for writing in, Chantel.
Hey, Chantel.
She actually just wrote in, and it was perfect timing since we're potting, so it wouldn't be a podcast without having our third host with us, Chantel, so thank you. All right, she goes, I didn't really know what I thought about this episode while I was watching it. I didn't hate it, but I wasn't initially blown away. After I took a look at my notes, I thought about it for a little bit more and realized that there's a lot going on there, and I actually did enjoy it. Here are my thoughts. Apologies in advance. I know I'm on a tight deadline. No, thank you so much. This was great. This is great. Thank you so much. All right, she goes, the Commonwealth in all its glory. What kind of hot mess is this place is the Commonwealth? Who has a haunted house while in a goddamn zombie apocalypse? The real world is horrifying enough. Exactly. It's just sort of weird. Even them, the Commonwealth, doing it because you guys still have walkers around. You still have to kill the walkers.
But I think it's probably for the kids that's not exposed to it or never been exposed to it.
Yeah, I just can't imagine some kids not ever being exposed. I mean, except for Gracie, never being exposed to a walker or acting like they never been exposed to a walker. Let me leave little Gracie alone. She's a little kid, but all right, she continues. So Pamela Milton is the daughter of a former POTUS, and her uncle was a congressman. She must have been in office as well in order to be in the gossip mags like Carol says. Is anyone else getting Hunger Game vibes from her? And the way she announced that the winner of the costume contest got lottery tickets, or she says lottery tickets, I don't know, was very unsettling. It made me think of that story, The Lottery by Shirley Jackson. In it, a small agricultural town holds an annual lottery. The winner is stoned to death. The idea is that the chosen person's death purges the townspeople's bad deeds and allows for a bountiful harvest. It is also a commentary on following traditions when they aren't necessary. No one wanted to do the lottery. A lot of towns actually stopped doing them, but this town blindly continued to follow because it's what they always did. The lottery was a tradition. Maybe that's the deal with the haunted house Halloween celebrations at Commonwealth. I'm going to stop here because this is good stuff. And
it is.
Yeah, I kind of now want to read this story. Yeah, so I forgot about the lottery tickets because when she did give it to her, I was like, that's a waste. Like, what's that going to do? Unless they give her winnings, like if she scratches those tickets off or something and it says $500, they give her $500 of the Commonwealth money.
Yeah.
Something like that.
I mean, that's a possibility.
Yeah. And she continues, Halloween was a thing in the before times, so they are doing it now, even though real life is a goddamn haunted house. Honestly, there are other symbols of the before times all around the Commonwealth. The records, Judith asking for an allowance, the masquerade ball, the red carpet, the bouncer who was going to let Princess in because of a dress code. It's all so silly and it's dangerous. Living in the past and acting like the apocalypse isn't a thing is dangerous. The people of the Commonwealth may even be more ill-prepared than the Alexandrias when our group first got there.
I agree. I think there's probably some people in the Commonwealth that's never been on the outside. I mean, we saw people in business, the dead people, bones,
yeah,
in business suits with briefcase with money. So you can tell that they got out right away and they probably been there for a while. The Commonwealth was probably a place that never failed. So just start bringing people in and this is what happened with it.
All right, hear me out. So now that she's talking about like the symbols, it could be a symbolism for other things. And I'm just going to use the U.S. for an example since I am a U.S. citizen and I live in the U.S. What if Commonwealth is supposed to be like the U.S.? Like it's not perfect. There's a lot of issues. And they kind of keep you in control because they go, well, you can try your chances out there, but shit's going to be a lot rougher. So just take our bullshit because it's not as bad as some bullshit in other places. Whereas that's why they have some of these that's why they're so like big on traditions. Well, a lot of countries everywhere is big on traditions and stuff like that. But kind of that's what I thought of as far as like living in this fake, not fake, but like this bubble sort of where you're not seeing things that's going on. You may not know everything that's going, like they never been on the outside. They never been in the quote unquote war zone, as you would say. So
yeah, but are they hearing about it? Like, I wonder, do the Commonwealth have a newspaper? Well, they have to.
Yeah, I could definitely see them having a newspaper. They could hear about it, but it's still different if you're not.
Well, I'm saying, like, if they hear about it, is it just a rumor, word of mouth, or is this the type of stuff they have in the newspaper? Or the newspaper brainwash them also, feeding them the news they want them to hear or see?
Now, that's possible, but it seems like fear would also work as far as feeding them news, because if you're saying, hey, there's war out here, there's zombies out here, you're going to have to fight for your life if you leave here. At least here, you're safe. You have a roof. You have walls. You have food.
Yeah,
so
right.
To me, if anything, they would up how bad it is outside, even though I don't see how you can make outside sound worse than what it is. It's bad. So I don't know. So with Chantel talking about this, I'm not sure if this is where you were going to, but that's sort of what I thought about, especially in light of what's going on right now in the world with wars and stuff. And like sometimes people don't even, like, they're in their bubble, you're in your bubble. And if it's not living it, or for the sake of social media, seeing stuff, it's easy to forget or not even think about what's going on outside your walls.
Yeah, I agree with you.
All right, she goes, what is this Alexandria thing that Pamela needs to talk to Hornsby about? Is it just the progress on cleaning it up, or is it something more nefarious? I sort of took it as that she wants to get all of Alexandria in Commonwealth. I kind of felt like she wants to be like a world leader. Like Commonwealth needs to extend to all.
Well, yeah, that makes sense. I didn't think about that. I mean, she might want to rule over all of these. She rule over Commonwealth, Hilltop. Is Hilltop still?
Yeah, Hilltop is still a thing.
Okay.
I think. It's been a while. No, Hilltop is destroyed. Remember they went and showed Maggie Hilltop, remember? It's destroyed.
Yeah, you're right.
And then Alexandria is pretty much destroyed. So it's really just Oceanside.
They came back with some food. They're strong enough to work again.
Yeah.
But you know what? If you think about it, the Hilltop, Alexandria, they were all on the same level as the Commonwealth. I mean, they were still doing the same thing. You had the workers, you had your jobs to do, and you really had to earn your way. In the Commonwealth, it's just they put like a monetary value on it.
Yeah, it has a little bit more because Hillside, all the different communities were trading with each other, so they might not have money, but they did barter. And the Commonwealth is more advanced than them. They're doing a lot more. I mean, they have like 50,000 or something, so they're able to do a lot more.
Right.
But to me, it's not the same. Like, yeah, everyone, there is some people that's in charge. The king was in charge of the kingdom, and Rick and Michonne, all that was in charge of Alexandria and so forth. But it was never like, oh, Rick gets to sleep in the house and the rest of y'all have to sleep on the outside. It's Commonwealth is more like what Gregory was doing at Hilltop. Like Gregory didn't, he was acting like he had a Commonwealth. He was acting like he was big time. Not saying if you're big time you can act that way, but he was trying to get on that Commonwealth level. So yeah.
Yeah. But going back to that, at first I thought she was just sending like scouts out to gather information, because she don't know us as in Alexandria. She don't know them. We could be anybody. They could be a danger to her.
Yeah. All right, and then Chantel continues. She goes, "Why do they have Daryl living in the slums with the 2 kids?" Yeah, I mean, even because when Rosita came out, she's like, "Man, it's like this is made out of paper." But I'm like, that's a brick building. So how bad is it? And if it's not up to standards, you have 50,000 people. People better be rebuilding and doing all this stuff, because that's a brick building. It should last. So if the inside is not holding up to par or to standard, somebody should be fixing on it, renovating these places. You know what I mean? Like, it's too big to not be doing that, to be doing bad.
It was. And it gave me a city feeling. It didn't taste the feeling of it to you?
Well, it kind of, like, when I saw Daryl and Rosita come out and she complained, I'm like, yeah, this doesn't look like the Commonwealth, like how they are. Like, they do have a slums area where they're like, okay, well, remember Daryl said, I can't wait until we pass all this stuff and we can get real housing. So this must be like the temporary housing,
Yeah,
but
it could be.
I do wonder if they had to go through the same procedures that Eugene and Princess did when they first got there. Remember how they were locked up and they weren't like in cages. They didn't have like a building, really.
No, I think they got vouched for.
Okay.
We got it off Eugene's face card.
Yeah. Eugene doing the negotiations on behalf of the group. Yeah, that's crazy.
I know them.
Shit, did you guys notice they were passing money around in there? I thought they took all the cash from people upon arrival at the Commonwealth. Remember Princess's dollar bill? Is that the money that they then put into circulation? I did see that. I didn't know what it was for, but it's giving me like real world vibes. Like, are these people getting paid off? Is this some like, whatever? I forgot the word. I can't think of the word right now. But like, I scratch your back, you scratch mine type of thing. So I felt like those people were the higher ups, the rich or whatever, and the elite, and everybody else probably doesn't. They get extra money and the other people don't get extra money. Who knows? It whatever it is, I don't trust it. It don't look right. Even Carol was looking.
It didn't look right.
Yeah. All right, she goes, Mercer. Hornsby does not like the fact that Mercer gets more love than he does he? I hope that he doesn't become a problem.
He's already a problem.
I want Mercer to make it, and here's why. Yeah, I'm guessing Hornsby is the governor's, or whatever her name, over the Commonwealth, Pamela's son, her man-child, as I think of him as. But she goes, I think Mercer may be part of the resistance. Think about it. Why did he decide to give Sebastian training with our group's weapons? Okay, so Sebastian. So who's Hornsby? Oh, Hornsby is the one that Carol's working with. So just to confirm, Hornsby is the guy that Carol's working with. Mercer is the military guy in the orange. Sebastian is Pamela's son, the man-child. Yeah. Sebastian's the man-child. So what she's saying is, why did he give Sebastian training with our group's weapons? Do you see how Daryl would react? Why did he allow Rosita to continue on with him and Daryl when they took Sebastian's old bitch ass to train? He could have sent her away and she would have had to obey. I think it was to build some kind of trust, to show he respects Daryl's and Rosita's bond. Also, why did Mercer keep giving Daryl side glances during Sebastian's pathetic training? Is he actually against the Commonwealth? There's something about him that makes me think he is actually good and he isn't feeling the way the Commonwealth is run. Another clue, in my opinion, is that when Tyler ran after, letting, in my opinion, the real Stephanie that they keep calling Max, go, Mercer didn't immediately run after him. Mercer gave him a head start and didn't move until old bitch-ass Sebastian yelled at him to go.
Bitch-ass Sebastian.
You mean to tell me that the head of the military, a West Point trained soldier, needed Sebastian to yell at him in order to get in gear? I don't think so. And the look he gives Daryl when Sebastian comes in with Tyler, acting as if he caught him. Do you guys think he's part of the resistance? There has to be resistance because our people can't live in this quasi-communist society, not after all they've gone through.
Yeah, and Mercer could be over it. Like when Mercer was walking up the stairs and he seen Princess, that part I looked at you and we laughed because I said, why are they trying to soften this guy down?
Yes, yeah. Even though I didn't think they were, I thought they were keeping him like kind of not soft, but just more professional, like not talking shit back, or I don't know, just more professional, I guess I would say.
I don't know, it seemed like they softened him down just a little bit before he brought Princess in. He gave us a little speech.
I will tell you what, if they soften Mercer up and all of a sudden he gets his ass whooped by like Sebastian or somebody or whoever.
They're going to let Daryl beat him up.
If anybody beats Mercer up on a one-on-one fight, then I think I'll have to rage quit because the disrespect would be too much at this point. Like, you know how you just kind of excuse people for their behavior, like, oh, well, it was this reason why Tyrese got beat up by Rick. Maybe he was sad at the moment, or it's this, why Bob, or, it was this why T-Dog got his ass whipped by Merle. Well, anybody probably get their ass whipped by Merle, but, I mean, that was a bad ass whipping. But if they do this, I will rage quit. I actually will come on here, cuss out The Walking Dead, post that, and then rage quit because Mercer has showed us that he's strong, like physically strong.
Yes.
And right now he seems like I wouldn't call him like a nice guy. Like I wouldn't want to be friends with Mercer because he doesn't seem nice. He hardly smiles and laughs and he's just scary. So like he's intimidating. I wouldn't want to be friends with him. But if all of a sudden they switched him up and he's like cowering in a corner or some bullshit, no. But that's not what Chantel was talking about, so I'll go to that part. But since you mentioned it, I had to just say that disclaimer. I did not even think of Mercer being in the resistance. But now that you're saying it, it makes perfect sense.
Perfect sense. The first thing comes to mind now that she said that is when they were doing the little combat, the team exercise. Mm-hmm. And how when he saw that Daryl wasn't a team player,
that's how he knew.
Yeah.
Yes.
So that's why he took Daryl with him. Like, well, you come with me.
Right. It was a test. That's why he didn't want them together because they would do too well together. He had to see her with the stranger and Daryl with the stranger to see what was really going to happen.
Right.
Which one? So that's making sense.
Which one can I trust?
Yeah. Which one can I trust? The one that doesn't follow the rules? Yes. That's who I want with me.
See, look, now I don't trust Rosita.
No, I trust Rosita. And I could just say, Rosita is like pretty every single episode. Like to be pretty like that all the time, even in the apocalypse, like every time I showed her, I'm like, stop making this girl so pretty, damn it. I'm getting pissed off. Like she's just been pretty the whole time she's been on the series. So, and I know we've had our hate for Rosita, but right now I'm on the I like Rosita train. She's seeing her with her little baby. Oh, I forgot to mention that. I think she done with Gabriel.
Why you say that?
Or I don't know. Maybe that's just me. Like, I don't know who I want Rosita to be with. I was almost getting like a love vibe with her and Daryl. I'm like, that might work. If Daryl's not gonna get with Connie, this may work.
Man, stop trying to make Rosita for the streets.
I'm trying to make her for the streets. But she was with Abraham, and then she doesn't really have a type.
I mean, let her be the first lady.
Yeah, the first lady. What? Who? Daryl?
No.
Rosita with Mercer? Who are you talking about?
With Gabriel, with her bed.
Oh,
Look at who I'm talking about.
Dude, that's the whole reason why I'm talking about it. I don't like her and Gabriel together. I just don't. Call it what you want to call it. I know it's probably wrong.
Let her be the first lady.
I don't like it. I don't find the relationship believable. I just don't. I'm not feeling the relationship. I actually almost feel it's close to inappropriate because that's how strong. Every time I see her, I'm like, why is she talking to Gabriel? I'm like, oh yeah, I forgot they together. So whatever. I just want somebody else for Rosita. And no diss to Gabriel, but just But let me
no diss to Gabriel.
I know. After I just dissed them, when they say no offense or whatever, no disrespect, yeah, no disrespect. But I'm about to disrespect you real hard. All right. But to answer that question, like, wow, I did not even think about it, but all of it makes sense. When Mercer looked at Daryl, when bitch ass Sebastian had the guy, Tyler, I think his name's Tyler. For some reason, Tyler's in my head. When he had Tyler, I thought he looked at Daryl like, okay, like, you go against the grain, but you also know to play the part. Like, you don't need the glory, which is, to me, is also making him probably like Daryl more. Like, you can do this, you can do that, but Daryl doesn't need that glory for everyone to know he's the one that caught him. He's the one that saved the day. Yeah. So I think in a way, now that Chantel, I wasn't thinking of it at the time. I mean, I thought it at the time that he knew Daryl caught the guy, but I didn't think more of that. But now, Chantel, you're making sense, and it's almost like a spoiler. It's almost actually like an inside knowledge. I was gonna say it's a spoiler if she gives us more future episode knowledge, but this is like real inside knowledge here, and I think the listeners should really appreciate that we were able, to get another host that has such deep knowledge on the show. So thank you, Chantel, for being part of this podcast here. All right, so she has a few randomness here. One, I don't think Judith should trust May. Something doesn't seem right with her. She's giving me asshole hilltop teen vibes. Remember they took Henry to the woods to fuck with that walker they kept in a pit? Yes.
Something don't feel right about her.
No, me and Chantel were like soul sisters because I feel her. Like, something about that girl was being too nice.
No, you know what? I felt that way also.
Yeah.
But then I started laughing at myself like I'm doing right now.
And then
like, that girl's being a kid.
But then Judith is like really street smart because Judith was like, can I have the receipt? And the girl was like, why? And she's like, so I can remember this day. But I think Judith was like, bitch, so you won't say I stole it later. Like, I need the receipt for it, That's part of me what I'm thinking. But something about that girl was too nice, which makes it sad that, like, when people are so nice, you start to suspect them. Like, why can't people just be nice without, like, second guessing them?
Why can't kids just be kids?
And yeah, she's a kid at that. So, like, it's even sadder that we're already thinking, like, suspicious of this girl. Like, she's being fake nice. Like, but history has shown that, yeah, those kids in the zombie apocalypse could be assholes. Especially when she tried to shame her. You don't get an allowance? Bitch, you think if I just told you I don't have no money, why are you going to ask me if I get an allowance or not? Trying to embarrass me. So, no, I don't have an allowance. And if I did, I already spent my money. So,
my stepdad Daryl.
I ain't got no parents. No, let me see. I was saying, I ain't got no parents. Poor Judith and RJ. Like, I mean, I hope Daryl is like the one raising them, but they do need some stability. It feels like every other week somebody else is raising them, taking care of them. And it's like, Michonne really should have never left. Like, I think before I might have said something different. I don't know. I think I did earlier. But right now I'm going to say it was a mistake for Michonne to leave.
I don't agree with you. Stability in a zombie apocalypse?
No such thing.
There's no such thing.
Yeah.
You can't have that. And I think Daryl's doing a pretty good job. But you're right. They are getting passed around.
Yeah.
Because who were they with when Daryl...
is at work.
No. When Daryl was just all fighting.
Well, that's what I meant. When he was at work. Oh, when he went on that mission. You talking about when he went on that mission with Maggie?
Right, with Maggie.
Yeah, see? Somebody else was randomly watching him.
When you say he was off at work, I'm like, what?
No, I thought you just meant like that day when he was training and all that stuff.
No. When he was on the mission with Maggie. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, no, they got 24-hour daycares out there. Because RJ is way too young to be by himself. So is Judith, but Judith can take care of herself. But RJ's like, I don't know. How old is he supposed to be? Like 6, 7? He's under 10.
I don't know.
He's under 10, so way too young. All right, let's see where she left off. She goes, Judith goes by Jude now? Okay.
That's her teen name.
All right, I missed that. But I was saying the whole time complaining about the audio, but we do have our TV is a little old, so we do need to upgrade. So I don't know if it's our TV or the audio. I kept turning up. I'm like, I can't hear what they're saying. I can't, like, when they're not really talking loud or whatever, I just couldn't hear what they were saying all the time.
Yeah, it sound muffled.
Yeah. Daryl and Connie. The way they look at one another, will they be allowed to have a relationship in the Commonwealth? I feel like they're considered different classes.
Yeah.
You know what? I'm so glad you said that, because I was thinking one thing that's like so pretty watching The Walking Dead is like all the love and stuff that you see from the different couples. And I really appreciate that, because it shows you like all this other stuff. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter what career you had. It doesn't matter what race you are. Like everybody, they're like, people are falling in love. Like Daryl and Connie would have never, not even fallen in love. They would have never known each other. They would have never even saw each other in the real world.
Yeah, you're right.
Same with Ezekiel and Carol, mainly because Carol would have been still in her horrible marriage, you know, if this didn't happen. So like seeing all the different relations. I mean, Rosita, that's also what made me think of it. Rosita, I'm like, come on now. Rosita in the real world.
Abraham.
Rosita would have been like with, I don't know, like a Jason Momoa or somebody. Like she definitely would not have been with Pastor Gabriel. She would never even.
No, I'm saying, but first she was with Abraham.
Oh, yeah.
when we met her.
That's the real kicker. Like, Abraham is even less believable.
Abraham with his
Gabriel.
little weird friend.
Yeah, his weird friend watching them in the bedroom and shit. And then Eugene had the nerve to try Rosita. Like, he actually thought he had a chance. And it was like, remember that? When he wanted to be with her?
I mean, she was just with, who was she? Abraham.
Abraham.
Yeah, just with Abraham.
But he has some effing nerve, because he know in the real world, no. Rosita... Nah, she was either Hemsworth or what's that guy from Snowfall? He's so cute. Damus? I don't know his name, but the main guy from Snowfall. Yeah, I could see Rosita with him too. So, just a few suggestions on who she could have dated. But you know, Gabriel obviously is treating her right. He's not gonna leave her and say, "I thought you were the last woman on earth." So, that's something.
He's taking care of the baby.
He's taking care of the baby until he has Bible study. She's like, I'll get her before Bible study. Rosita, do you even go to Bible study? It's just a weird couple.
She's the first lady, baby.
No, does she go to Bible study with him? Benny him. He'll not to talk. All right, Carol is all up in Ezekiel's business, and there's a part of me that wants him to serve her. Oh, swerve her.
We said serve. I'm like, whoa.
I know, like punch her or something. No, that's violence. I think she meant like ditch him, like, you know, him ignore, which he kind of
swerve. Okay.
Yeah, swerve. He did sort of when she asked him like how he was doing. He's like, everything's golly gee good. Like, you know, he did his little, you know, the king talk. Yeah. And I'm like, yeah, don't let her in. She don't need to know anything about you. You guys are not together anymore.
Yeah, he should stay ice cold.
Yeah, stay ice cold, King. Even though, you know, I kind of like Carol this week. I know we go back and forth on our Carol hate, specifically me, but...
Carol's just going to hurt him.
she really is. Carol is the future in The Walking Dead. Her in the future.
Sensational.
Yep. All right. Ezekiel gave Shiva's collar to Jerry's kid and had a heartfelt conversation. Ezekiel's going to die. You sound like Gary. That's what Gary was saying.
Yep.
Oh, I said leash, so it's the collar. Yeah, that was just super weird. And then he also gave Carol Henry's box, which I don't know how to make the likes list, but it was moving. Like, because even though he's like, I know you needed time, I'm like, there's no time. Like, it could be as if this happened yesterday for Carol. So, like, even though it's been a few years,
yeah,
she's lost Henry's not her first child that she's lost. She's lost so many kids that were...
She lost a lot.
She's lost a lot. So I need to stop judging Carol, because people have
she
done.
She lost more than Maggie.
Maggie. I mean, Maggie lost her whole family and her husband.
That's what I'm saying. That was horrible.
Yeah.
But I was about to say Carol lost more than anybody.
But Carol, I would say Carol. I mean, I don't know if we should measure people's loss, but if we were going to, then I would say if we were going to do such an evil thing, I would say that Carol lost a little bit more than Maggie. Yeah. Because I think Maggie, everyone she lost was. I mean, not saying it's not sad if an adult dies, but like. A kid, that just, you can't even say it. That's hard. That's sad. So
it is.
Yeah, Carol's been through a lot. So I'm gonna try not to judge her, except for like next week I'll come in here judging her. But I'm gonna try as long as I remember.
Carol again.
I know Carolyn again. But I'm gonna try not to talk shit about her, because I probably would be just walking around crazy if if all the stuff that happened to her happened to me. So she said. So Yumiko's brother is a surgeon again. Are we gonna learn how that went down? I hope so. So Prancer and Mercer, that's all she says. Pamela Milton sounds like Carol Baskin from Tiger King.
Oh man.
Rosita's kill when she ripped off the walker's leg reminds me of Maggie's kill when she and Glenn tried to escape Woodbury. Glenn ripped off a walker's arm and gave her the bone. She stabbed a dude in the throat with it. You did say, remember you were saying, we've probably seen it before, but we just don't remember.
Yeah,
So there it goes.
A lot of times.
Oh my gosh. The writer, she knew. She remembered something from back in season 3 in Woodbury.
Yeah, that's a good callback.
Yeah, that's a good callback, Chantel. Where the hell's Oceanside? Man, Oceanside's smart. They would leave well enough alone.
So they left.
Yeah, they left after they killed all those whispers. No, not whispers. They killed all those saviors.
Yeah. They're on the island.
Mm-hmm. If they're smart, they went to a different island.
They dished our people.
Yeah, I can't see staying in one place. Unless you're in a Commonwealth type place, I can't see staying in one place. Like once we got attacked, we're gone. Or if we hear of another community that got attacked that's only like 10 miles away, we're gone.
Yeah.
Oh, thank you so much for writing in, Chantel. And then she has a little bit more on Twitter. She goes, I call bullshit on that expensive wine being left at that wine shop. Thank you. Thank you for writing, because I forgot to mention that ridiculousness. When Governor Walz announced he was closing bars and restaurants at the beginning of the pandemic, everyone rushed to the wine shop. I just went down aisles, grabbing bottles, didn't even look at the labels. It was absolute anarchy. So no way those bottles were left behind.
No way.
No way. I thought that's mainly what I thought. Like, first of all, why are you being picky? Why'd he throw that wine out? That pissed me off. That's just wasteful. And then how is there wine left? And then what were those walkers doing in the wines, whatever shop, what were those walkers doing there? Just
they probably found a place to start drinking.
Yeah, maybe drinking, just sat there and
drank themselves to death.
But I do call bullshit on there being, like, first of all, even if it was left behind at the beginning of the apocalypse, we are 10 years in. You're telling me you wouldn't have drunk all that wine, all those people, 50,000 people? Bullshit. I call bullshit. Because when you first started off, I'm pretty sure they weren't as structured as they are now. So imagine the first days during the pandemic. You were doing stuff, people were doing stuff because you thought it was only going to be a few days.
Yeah.
So I'm assuming they probably treat those first few days too. Like, this is crazy. Luckily, we're safe here. Let's get drunk. Like, they wouldn't have been taking it seriously until they realized, shit, this is our new normal. And that would have took a lot of time mentally to actually get it through that life's not returning to normal.
And then they would have to drink.
Then. So, yeah, I call bullshit on that. Thank you for bringing that up, Chantel, because I did not. Yeah. All right. So, once again, if you guys want to be part of the podcast, hit us up, dead@theverdictsend.com, and we will talk about it on the show. We would love to hear from y'all. Or you can hit us up on Twitter as well, or Facebook. So that works as well. The Verdict's In. All right, Gary. I ain't fearing shit and most likely to die. Who you got for I ain't fearing shit?
All of them. All of them that want to jump right back into society. Want to be workers.
Yeah, I didn't survive the apocalypse for 10 years to be a worker bee.
They ain't fearing shit to want to get back in the hustle and bustle.
Yeah. Worker rights. No, we're not protesting. We're not doing this in the apocalypse. No way, Jose.
Nope. Now y'all better get back out there to take it.
Yes, yeah. It would be really war. It would be a war because it'd be like, I'm not doing this again. We're gonna have to fight me for it, like to the death.
And then they got started over. Mm-hmm. From scratch. They're back at the bottom.
Either it's gonna be equality for all or nobody having none. You know how they go when your parents say, ain't nobody having none if you couldn't share with your brothers and sisters. Now nobody gets any.
Right.
And that's how it would be.
But you know what's crazy? I said they're back at the bottom. But this may be the top for some people. Like Daryl may have never had a job.
Daryl, I forgot who we were just talking about. But when I said, Carol, I said Carol is doing what she, after everything she's been through. Daryl is like a Carol in his own way too. Because Daryl can survive anywhere, under any conditions. It don't matter where you put him. He's going to assimilate. He's going to adapt. No matter where you put him. So
with anybody, anywhere.
Anywhere, yep. He's a survivor. So mad respect to Daryl.
So who you got?
I ain't fearing shit. I'm gonna give it to Carol.
I knew you were gonna say that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like she's already on her mission. Like you would think she found a good home and you'd be like, okay, just like let's just chill, keep my head low. But no, Carol's out here already on mission. then she has Hornsby. What's next? Like, damn, Carol, like she about to be a super spy. So I can't wait to see what she's up to. But she was definitely not fearing shit this episode.
That's a good one.
Yeah. All right, most likely to die. Who you got?
And that's not even fair.
Mm-hmm.
You know, The Walking Dead set us up for this. But the king. You know, the king was supposed to die at the end of this episode.
He was.
So he's going to die at the beginning of next episode.
Okay. Okay. It would be nice a early death versus a late death, like where it ends on there. Start it off there, you know. My most likely to die for next episode, I'm going to say Sebastian. I think something's going to set it off.
No, I don't see it.
I feel like maybe Sebastian, because the lady, I didn't get to look up the lady who played Pamela, but she's a well-known actress. Like, I recognize her because I feel like that's that's her character, like that's her go-to.
Yeah.
But so I think she'll be here for a little bit, but I do wonder if it's going to be Sebastian, or we may go back to the other side. We may go back to right after Alexandria.
Yeah. That might be
probably not.
Yeah, probably a little boring now.
Well, we may go to where Maggie's at or something. I don't know.
Well, she's at Alexandria, right?
Yeah. So maybe, I mean, well, I meant originally that they may go back to right when Hornsby got there still and kind of do a little more of that. Like showing everyone decide and all that
who's
stuff.
Going with who's staying.
Yeah. Because I'm assuming Maggie's not there based on what we saw last week. Plus, we didn't see her this episode. Although, technically, we didn't see Eugene either. So, this episode.
Right.
But most likely to die, I'm yes, give it to Sebastian. Like, I feel like, because his death, his mom's like, ugh, I hate him, but he's my son, so I love him. And so she'll have to, like, avenge him. And
avenge him from, like, you think he's going to die by a person? Or just...
Yeah, I think the resistance is a real thing. I did not think that, Mercer was part of it until Chantel opened my eyes. But I do feel like the resistance is a real thing with the guy saying there's thousands more, which at the same time, it's like, shut the fuck up. Why are you telling our secrets, our plans? Like, you got caught.
That's a boy.
You got caught. Why don't you tell them the whole plans? We're going to attack.
Nicole, come out. They caught us.
They caught us, right. Y'all come out. They didn't know about us now. Like, no, dude, shut up. And then I don't like when, like, okay, when you are part of the resistance, you cannot think emotionally anymore. Everything has to be logically sound. So I'm kind of pissed off that he went on this tyrant in the first place. Like, you did not accomplish anything. You didn't kill Pamela. You didn't randomly kill her assistant or whatever. That would have been stupid. You should have killed Pam. If you were going to come out, like, and do what you were supposed to do. But instead, he, like, yelled out from the crowd and made a whole big scene and accomplished nothing.
Made himself look crazy.
Unless he wanted to get caught and this is part of his plan. Now, that I would think is brilliant. But if this is not part of the plan...
It couldn't be part of the plan.
Yeah, because what if one of them killed you? How would that be part of the plan?
Well, now they went in his home and they found the stuff.
Yeah.
So it couldn't have been a part of his plan.
And that's also a little weird. Why are you keeping all this evidence on you? Like, be a smart resistancer, okay? Don't keep the shit at your house. You guys have a meeting spot. So...
Yeah.
Anywho, so I'm kind of excited for the resistance, but at the same time, I do hope that they're a little bit more, just a little more logical, chill out, keep the emotions to the side. You guys got work to do. All right. Well, that is everything. That's all we got. So thank you guys for listening. As always, thank you, Chantel, for writing in. We appreciate it.
Yeah, thank you.
We'd love to hear from more of you as well. dead@theverdictzone.com. Until next week, I'm Nicole.
I'm Gary.
Bye.